Huh? Huh? Huh?
Hi now, and welcome down to KC Toy Reviews. We are here today with the Present Toys third-party Jack Torrence from The Shining, if you didn't know. I hope you knew that. But if you didn't, it is from The Shining. This one just came in, and I actually am very disappointed with it. So as always, let's go ahead and dive right in. So as I mentioned right from the get-go, wasn't very thrilled when this guy came in. I mean, I was excited. So let me back up. When he came in, I was excited. You know, when the mailman dropped him off, I was very excited. When I opened it up, still pretty excited. When I started to investigate the actual toy itself / collectible, very disappointed. I might go on a limb and say this is the worst figure that I have gotten all year. Okay, so why is this thing a piece of crap? Well, for starters, the shirt behind here and the way it is actually held is by Velcro. To me, it was actually a pain in the ass. No matter how much I fidgeted with it, I have this little, at the camera there, but you can kind of see it now. I have this little gap here, kind of like a little hole that some bugs or bees could go in and plant a nest. And then up here, the Velcro, and I can clearly see the Velcro. And I tried really hard to overlap the top one so you couldn't see the bottom one to just kind of, kill the not to kill the immersion, but again the Velcro is clearly visible there, not so much at the bottom. And then you have this big kind of bump here that I had a hard time getting rid of. Secondly, the axe, pretty cool, I guess. The axe is actually die cast or metal, whatever we want to call it here, and then the frame is wood, but it's kind of that, I don't even want to know what you call it, but when the guys at karate are chopping that really thin piece of paper wood right there, like I really truly feel like the thing could warp or break very, very easily. It felt pretty brittle. Nonetheless, I guess it was cool that we did have a wooden handle with a steel axe. So to be honest, you might have one of the coolest parts of the figure right there. So as we swing back to the figure, one thing I want to note is the body was complete garbage. And I guess it's, another thing to note too, the hands, get a little more center here. Both hands here, this was probably one of the only positions that I could get the axe. It looks a little odd, this position. I want to just note right away, it wasn't my choice, but the way the hands are positioned and the pegs and the angle of the hands, kind of hard to explain, but this is as best as I could get. So disappointed at the hands and the joints and everything there. The head is awful. Let me see if I can recreate it. We almost have like a spring back on the head. See that? Oh my God. Terrible. So yeah, the head has this awful articulation to where it's literally springing back to me. You can kind of pivot it a little bit here, but man, the body is a piece of crap. My first thought was to switch it out with a World box that I have, but it had padding and a bunch of other crap underneath there, so I didn't know what was going on, so I'm going to hold off for now. But even through camera right now, you can kind of see that the proportions are slightly off. This head, to me, looks goddamn gigantic in comparison to the body, and then the clothes look a little bit baggy. They just look too baggy, in my opinion, especially through the camera. It actually looks a little bit better off camera, but man, through the camera itself, I'm gonna go ahead and say it looks even worse with the proportions. Yeah, back to the body again. The body was a really junky body that they used. I was kind of surprised how crappy it was. We shouldn't be getting in a figure and then the first thing we're thinking is how to switch out the body or how to improve it, how to make the clothes look less baggy. We should just get this thing in and it should be pristine right off the bat. I guess with that said, are there any positives? The tailoring is pretty cool. I mean, you have the old school shirt. I forgot what you even call this. I guess, my God, at this point, corduroy. Sorry. The undershirt was good. They just look too baggy. The belt is junk. I mean, it's almost like a disgrace at this point when third party and 1/6 makers are using actual leather or pleather, thin as paper belts. Depending on your climate, this thing would snap and break immediately over the next year or less. So I don't know. Think outside the box. What other type of material can we get that looks like a belt but doesn't deteriorate immediately? So kind of shocked we're still using materials like that. And quite frankly, even the Green Menace is using the new Green Goblin by So Toys, uses material like that, which is just going to deteriorate. So um, boots, pretty good. I mean, the boots are kind of the coolest part. And the jeans are form fit into the body. So I thought that part was pretty decent there. And then last but not least, the head sculpt. Ding! And last but not least, we have the head sculpt. Um, Again, pretty bad. I'll try to do some side by sides. Let me see if I can position it a little bit differently, as we're talking here, but a side by side. Yeah, head sculpt is pretty bad. Again, for the options that we have out there and the price point, I'll take it. However, it is still overpriced for the junk that we have in front of us. I want to say all in, this was $180 to $190. As always, I'm not looking. I'm just kind of guessing off the top of my head. I always wing these reviews, but it was somewhere around that mark. So for $190, I expect literally Hot Toys or Sideshow type quality. So really disappointed with the head sculpt. If it wasn't based off of somebody, I mean, they did a great job making a menacing figure with a scary face. But as representation of Jack Torrance from The Shining, I think we're a little bit off. Now, we have that head sculpt. And we have this head sculpt. And let's try to do the same thing here. Do a side by side. And whoa! I think we missed the mark a little bit on this guy. I don't really know who the hell this is supposed to be, but this is the other head sculpt. I'm definitely going to keep the menacing one over this. But yeah, the other head sculpt option that comes with it. And as far as the other accessories, all right, so we have the shot glass, and that thing is goddamn tiny. And they do come with an extra hand sculpt that can hold the shot glass. And we have the picture that he got stuck inside of. These are always dumb accessories to me. I mean, where the hell am I going to, especially the crappy wood quality it's on. I guess it's cool it's on wood. I don't know what to think about that. But this thing can snap like a piece of paper. Regardless, yeah, where the hell are we going to put this? Am I actually going to tack this to the back of my DTOF or anything? Probably not. We've had other figures that have done such a thing, like Quantum Mechanics, the Nun. That one did come with the painting of the Nun, and I thought the same thing. Like, what the hell am I going to do with this? What a stupid accessory. And the last accessory that he comes with would be the typewriter papers that he's typing up when he went mad there. So you have those again. Cool that they have it. Great details, but absolutely stupid and pointless accessory. The only reason I could think that you would want these accessories is if you're going to make a diorama, but out of the hundreds of guys that you're selling, how many people are making a diorama? 1 out of every 100, if that, maybe 1 out of every 200. So yeah, you have this. Alrighty here, and as we round this out and jump into a score, the last thing that I will note is that he did come with a branded stand. Always a fan of third party and other makers that are coming with stands. Hot Toys, Sideshow, it's pretty given. They always come with a stand, but a lot of the third party are coming out with 1/6 scale with no stand, which makes no sense. You know what? I take that back. 3-0 did all the Power Rangers with no stands, which makes absolutely no sense. You should always come with a stand. We're always going to display them on a stand. So, nonetheless, came with a stand. It's branded. You can see it in shot there with the Jack Torrance. All work, no play. Make Jack a dull boy. Same thing we had on the printed typewriter papers there. And let's just jump right into a score on this guy. Very disappointed, but what comes to mind first is a 5.3 out of 10. So far, this is probably one of the lowest rated 1/6 scale that we have on our channel. Unfortunately, again, 5.3 out of 10. We have a lot of missteps on this one. Deteriorating belt, baggy clothes, a little bit. The proportions are off. Just some odd missteps with the accessories. Terrible head sculpt. And then the body is just garbage. As I say that, I feel like I should have went a little bit lower, but still has a little bit of decent presence on the stand. So 5.3 out of 10. And that is it for us here today at KC Toys. We're going to go ahead and sign off. 5.3 out of 10. Jack Torrence, The Shining. Huh?